Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. All praises to our Heavenly Father, our Father of lights, our protector, our Redeemer. Too many names for him. We just grant you peace and blessings this morning, Father. We thank you. My opening is a little different today because this day is very, very, very special to me. This is our 4-year anniversary. It's July 31st, 2025. It's exactly 4 years after the Ria Mista. You know, I just been celebrating in my spirit all day, just meditating on it. And, you know, it's just, it's amazing what he's done, you know. It's amazing what he's done. You guys are proof that the scriptures do exactly what they say they're going to do. Let me give you an example. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 11:1. It says, "Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7, and also to 8. For thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall forward, the south, or toward the north, or in a place where the tree falleth, there shall it be. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. As thou knowest not what is the way of the Spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of the power who maketh all. In the morning sow your seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they shall both shall be alike good." I'm going to cut it off right there. I want to read the New Living Translation. Excuse me. All right, there we go. It's almost gone, y'all. He says, "Send your grain across the seas, and in time profits will flow back to you. But divide your investments among many places, for you do not know what risks might be ahead. When clouds are heavy, the rains come down. Whether a tree falls north or south, it stays where it falls. Farmers who wait for perfect weather never plant. If they watch every cloud, they never harvest. Just as you cannot understand the path of the wind or the mystery of a tiny baby growing in his mother's womb, so you cannot understand the activity of the power who does all things. Plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon, for you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both." So if you can understand what's being said here, this is advice for farmers. All right. Now, the Most High compares men of the Lord, and namely himself, to a farmer. Let me get a precept. All right. Man, so many to choose from. Okay. Gospel of John 15:1. All right. What does it say? This is Yahushua making a distinction between him and his Father. Listen good. He says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. All right. A husbandman is a farmer. All right. 2 Timothy 2:6. The husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits. So the husbandman is the one that tills the soil, plants the seeds, waters the seeds, watches over them. All right. Is there to watch them grow, clips them, trims them, prunes them. All right. To make sure that a good harvest is coming. All right. You following me? James 5:7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it, until he receive the earlier and latter rain. Now, what does all that mean? Well, I remember after the Mister, how exciting it was for the Most High to visit us that day, you know. And over these years, I've never had any doubts in what I was doing and who I was doing it for. But I remember after the Mister, maybe what, 21, 2, 3, was it? The Qasas was, y'all know, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was 22. In my age catching up with me. I believe it was 22. I remember I made the announcement about the King David revelation and then the revelation of the Father himself. And that's when the house split. Some people believed this, some people didn't. And after that, some people started wigging out. Their faith couldn't handle it. Yeah, they were like, okay, now that's a bit much. I'm not down with that. No, he's not Abba. He's not this. He's not that. Everybody telling me who I'm not, right? And that's good. That's good. See, I've come to realize that that's what it was for. See, Yahushua had the same problem. He said, you know, whosoever believeth in me shall not perish, right? They did the same thing to him. It takes faith to believe this. Hell, it took me a day or so to get it in my head. And it's concerning me. Because thousands of questions came in my head like, damn, man, how was it I didn't know that? You know? I remember growing up in elementary school and riding bikes and skateboards and falling and scraping my knee like everybody else and just being a regular badass kid. I remember getting my ass whooped for cussing when I was 6 years old. Cussed a girl out named Wendy for kicking my bike over. Got my ass whooped. I'm like, come on, man, how is this possible of what the Most High trying to reveal to me now? But I have to look at everything else too. You know? Let's go back through it. He says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman, the farmer. The husbandman that laboreth must be first partaker of the fruits. Now, when I was brought into this truth, I was brought in learning about the law. But he diverted me to the law of liberty. He didn't do that for nobody else. I'm the only one teaching this, even now. Now, we do have some that have tried to come behind, but it started here. What does it say in 2 Timothy 2:6? The husbandman that labors must be first partaker of the fruits. So, if I'm the first partaker of the fruits, how can I not be the husbandman? These are facts. These are facts. These are what the haters that come on here don't like because they can't fight it. All they got is stupid ass things to say with nothing to refute what I'm saying. Right? All right. Ecclesiastes 11:1. He says, cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Well, that's when I started to be first partaker. That very first day, started digging, started working. And all I did was cast the bread upon the water. And now guess what? 4 years later, man, I got a harvest. You, everybody here. I mean, stop me when I'm wrong, stop me when I'm lying. I still remember my first 5 people that got on there. I was happy about that. I thought that them 5 people was going to be it. I'm like, shit, man, I got somebody to teach. I was trying to teach them like it was as many as y'all are now. I didn't care if I had one person. I didn't care if I had a damn dog. If the dog could say, Barakatah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and he sat on his hind legs, I was going to teach him. Y'all think I'm crazy, huh? I'm just telling you what the Most High love, man, was it the truth. I just want to do his will. But look what happened. 4 years later, he said, for thou shalt find it after many days. Right? Look at verse 2. But divide your investments, New Living Translation, among many places, for you do not know what risks might lie ahead. Ain't this my path? Y'all remember what happened when I started? All the fools came out. Renee Broom, what was his name? Rico, all these fucking idiots came out trying to derail what I was doing. So I had to diversify the rod of iron into different stations. Remember that? The first channel got up to 10,000 people. YouTube didn't like that because I refused to go Patreon, getting paid, having commercials and all that. This ain't no commercial. This station, this channel, this house, this body had to remain pure from anything to infiltrate it. Fuck money. It wasn't about that. It was about the souls that was going to get harvested. Any type of advertisement and all that was just like a pesticide here. I had to make sure to not let that happen. So I diversified the rod of iron. I had different channels, Omega, Lazarus, rod of iron. It was so many I can't remember, but I diversified them, right? So that's why I say give a portion to 7 and also to 8. All right, King James Version. For thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. See, all this was laid out. Verse 3. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there shall it be. New Living Translation. When the clouds are heavy, the rain come down. Whether a tree falls north or south, it stays where it falls. Verse 4. Farmers who wait for perfect weather never plant. If they watch every cloud, they never harvest. Well, let's take it back up to verse 3. It says, when the rains are heavy and the rains come down, whether a tree falls north or south, it stays where it falls. So, when troubles come, all right, trees referring to people, one falls this way, one falls that way. So when the rains came, the truth, some of y'all fell out of the house, some of y'all fell in the house, and you stayed. That's why you're here now. How many people have come through here over the years, and when the rains came and the winds blew, it blew them right on out of here because their roots never dug deep enough into the ground to hold them here. They ran into problems. They ran into difficulties. They lost faith in what I was telling them. They didn't like my personality. They didn't like the way I talked. They didn't like the way I looked. Whatever it was, something caused them to fall out of here. But you stayed, most of you. Now, some of you in here right now, you're in here for the wrong reasons, but that's another story. You're in and you're out, which goes against the scripture. A double-minded man or woman, all right, is unstable in all their ways. Some of y'all have a questionable belief in this house, and you know it. You're internally conflicted. We're not going to worry about that right now. Ecclesiastes 11:5. Just as you cannot understand the path of the wind or the mystery of a tiny baby growing in his mother's womb, so you cannot understand the activity of the power who does all things. This house and being part of this body has taken you through changes. Change after change after change after change after change. I remember how I met some of y'all, you know. I met some of y'all through email. I met some of y'all through texting. I met some of y'all through phone call. I met some of y'all in person. Some of the locals around here that were part of the body that I didn't even know was in Lancaster, all right? And over the years, it just kept coming. But not only that, y'all started meeting each other. We got people with eternal friendships here now. They call each other. They love each other. They check on one another. They help one another. We're not going to talk about the brotherhood, but all this started from one seed. The word works, y'all. And look at everybody that's tried to tear this down. Just pure haters. But this house still stands 4 years later. Look how many of the Pharisee camps that have been wiped out. Quiet. Silent. Doctrine busted. But yet here we are. With the premier doctrine. Untouchable. Right? Incorruptible. That has proven itself over and over and over. How many people have attacked me? How many people have come after me? How many people have tried to derail me inside this body and out? And how many of them claim the victory? None. How many people have tried to tarnish my reputation or my name, say bullshit against me, try to turn people against me, all right? Didn't work, right? So, the word works. This is the royal house, no doubt. Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 6. Plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon, for you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. So, ever since that day, hit the ground running. Hit the ground running. And I haven't stopped. And even before I started this, I was working. All right? I have a long history in this word. I've been studying this word for decades now. All right? I've been studying this word for decades. And since day one, hit the ground running. And it's not just the word that's been put out, it's the fellowship. You know, after arranging the Ria Mista, I arranged things for the women, you know. It went okay for a while, but some of y'all just messy as hell, man. I ain't going to lie to you. But some friendships were forged. You know, some things were salvaged. All right. The Gadad, the Brotherhood, the outings, even the ones that I have here with the local West Coast Ox out here. All right. We get together regularly. And I try to implement that amongst brothers in other regions down in the South, you know, even back east, if there was any back there, you guys are kind of scattered back there, but if you could just, you know, have a fellowship, um, just to keep things going. But when you look at this house and what it's done for everybody through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shai, this house saw many of you through the worst time in history as far as that damn C-19. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It gave you the ability and the strength to push past all of the threats and what do they call them? Uh, 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 um, man, I can't remember right now. It's called. I feel like my brain is blocked. I'm trying to remember what they called it. Let me look it up. Okay, mandate. The C-19 mandate. All right. Which means that it wasn't mandatory, it was a mandate. Had to look that word up because I'm like, why didn't you just call it mandatory? They never said that. So when I looked it up, a mandate is a very strong suggestion, but doesn't mean you have to do it. That's why they added everything. They added everything to it to force you to do it. So they have to affect all the other areas around you, but they had to leave the choice ultimately up to you. We got through that. I just sent out one of those letters a couple of weeks ago to one of y'all that requested it for their job, and the letter worked. Yeah, all of y'all that gave y'all a letter, I think, except for maybe one, King Frankie out there in New York, I believe. They, even though he gave it to him, that hospital, they was real hardball on it. But everybody else that got it, it worked. All right, so this house, and he's still making it. I know he's having a rough time, though. Shalom to you, King. I know what you're dealing with in New York. All right, all praises, but he's making it through. All right, everybody has had to dig in here. But when the revelation was made, this house was split. You had some that believed and some that didn't. All right. So now, 4 years later, we still here, still getting edified, and we're still waiting. All right. So if I'm not the husbandman, if I'm not Abba, if I'm not King David, if I'm not the father, then I'm doing a damn good job of faking it, wouldn't you think? Let me hit up Ecclesiastes 11:6. He said, in the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thy hand, for thou knowest not whether thou shalt prosper, either this or that, or whether they shall both shall be alike good. All right. New Living Translation. Plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon, for you do not know profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. So I've been busy ever since. After the readmission, I went into the hospital a month later. All right. A job that I had been on for the last 25 years came to an abrupt end. All right. My yoke was broken. I couldn't work. I've been severely compromised. I used to be able to get down, y'all. I was strong with everything I did. I used to be able to go off for 3 hours of sleep a day. I used to work hard. I did manual labor. All right. I could drive anything with wheels on it. Okay. I did what I needed to do to take care of my family. But the Most High took me out of my job and put me into my purpose. He said that I'm his servant. And believing that wholeheartedly, even if some don't, makes no difference to me, because I know how this ends. You don't. This is why a lot of you are here now. This is what Benny Rich told me the other morning. He said, you know why the scoffers are still here? Because they want to believe, but they don't want to leave just in case it's true. I'm like, very well put. That's just exactly what it is. Some of y'all, you hang around and you talk shit. Kind of like when I go to Dickie's barbecue. You know, I hate it. It makes me sick. You know, but I love barbecue. So I talk shit while I'm in line ordering. That's what y'all do. I can just admit it, I'm being a hypocrite with Dickie's. You know, I know it's a very weird analogy, but that's what y'all do. You talk shit, but you won't leave. You keep eating the food and complain about it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a hypocrite when it comes to Dickie's. The only reason I eat the shit is because they don't eat rib joint out here. I don't have a choice. But y'all are here, okay, because you don't want to let go. You're actually learning something and you like it, but you don't want to admit it. Because in your mind, if it's fallible and it doesn't come to pass, you'll have the luxury. I knew he was a fake. He's full of shit. I knew it. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? But if it pans out, you think you're going to be able to make a U-turn. Oh, I knew it all along. Hey, man, yeah, you know what I mean? I just want to be sure. Yeah. That's when you're going to get this. A big, hairy middle finger. Fuck you. All right? That's what you're going to get. You either in this or you're not. You either in or out. All right? He that is not with me is against me. And he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. That's it. So I'd like to take this last minute to say that I'm proud of each and every one of y'all that are hanging in there no matter what you're dealing with. Some of y'all got, challenges with this economy, keeping a roof over your head, keeping a job, keeping food on the table. Just keep staying in the fight, y'all. The Most High is going to come through, and he's going to sustain you through this. Stay with him. This is the test. Don't come all this way and quit, man. All right? Don't. And number two, I would like to commend y'all. All right? Some of y'all took great leaps of faith to be here and to stay here. It's not in vain. If it was easy, everybody could do it. All right? Thirdly, I love each and every one of y'all out there that have never turned your back on me and never doubted me. All right? You got a real big thing coming to you, and it's going to be good. We're just waiting for it. All right? This is the royal house. Make no mistake about it. All right? I just want to encourage you today to let you know that I love y'all and to stay the course. All right? Well, my 30 minutes is up. All right? This your King and Shepherd KD. Happy 4-year anniversary of the Royal House, and I will see y'all on the next go round. KD out. Shalom.